Now, the stated purpose of Ansar Allah's blockade is to uphold Article 1 of the UN Genocide Convention. And given Yemen is a member to the UN Genocide Convention, Ansar Allah says they have an obligation to stop the shipment of weapons and other supplies to Israel while it commits a genocide. Now, this blockade, which again is meant to stop a genocide, fits, according to the US, the textbook definition of terrorism. It's hard to even know where to start with this, because the US is saying that the terrorists aren't the ones perpetrating a genocide or the ones giving weapons to the ones committing the genocide, but the ones who are trying to stop the genocide. The designation also says that another dimension of Ansar Allah's terrorism is that their blockade has disrupted the free flow of international commerce. But the US disrupts the free flow of international commerce all the time. The US has laws that ban companies from buying and selling products from certain countries. The US uses its control of the international banking system to deny entire countries access to international trade and credit. The US even has a policy of seizing resources and assets of countries it doesn't like. Designating Ansar Allah as terrorists for setting up a blockade is also deeply ironic because, as many people have pointed out, the US is currently enforcing 2 unilateral economic blockades of Cuba and Venezuela. And unlike Ansar Allah's blockade of Israel, which has yet to actually kill anyone, the US blockade of Venezuela has killed thousands of people. It's estimated that the US blockade of Venezuela has killed over 100,000 Venezuelans because the blockade makes it illegal for companies conducting trade with Venezuela to also trade with the US, which leads countries to abandon trade with Venezuela and causes mass shortages of things like fuel and medicine. Ansar Allah is using their blockade to stop a genocide, whereas the US's blockades are intended to starve and collectively punish the countries they target and could be considered a form of genocide.